Alright, so I'm not here to pump you full of hype. I want to talk about something that I've definitely struggled with in the past and continue to do so. There's so many days I don't feel fired up. I don't wake up ready to crush it or seize the day or whatever motivational posters say. But to be honest with you, I still get things done. And that's because I lean way more on discipline than on motivation. In fact, the longer I do this, the more I notice motivation is kind of overrated. It's discipline that actually changes your life. So in this video, I'm going to try and break down my thinking. Okay, so we've all felt motivated at some point. Maybe after an inspiring movie, or you scroll past a killer quote on Instagram. But that feeling, it normally fades. It might last a morning, a day if you're lucky, but eventually, real life sets in. Motivation is that kind of friend who hypes you up for the gym, but then bails at the last minute. On the flip side, what I found is that discipline is showing up even when you don't want to. It's brushing your teeth every morning, or getting up for work on Mondays, whether you feel like it or not. I've had days where I'd rather do absolutely anything other than work on my goals, but I do it anyway, because I don't trust motivation to show up and save the day. My progress is built on what I do when I'm not motivated. Let me give you an example. So there was a period when I tried to get fit, and I still am, to be honest with you. I'm not overweight or anything, I just wanted to put on some muscle. So I was super motivated, I signed up to swimming lessons, I started watching fitness YouTubers, I made timetables for meal planning. It was fun, until a couple of weeks in my motivation tanked. The weather was cold, the sauna set in, and suddenly it was much way easier to just stay in bed. Eventually I realized if I left it up to how I felt, nothing would change. So I flipped the script. I started seeing workouts as non-negotiable, like brushing my teeth. It didn't matter if I was tired or uninspired. I'd turn up, even if I just did the bare minimum and went for a 10-minute walk. And here's the thing, once I stacked up a few days, I actually started to look forward to it. My motivation came after my discipline showed up, not before, which is quite interesting. Now again, I'm currently in a bit of a lull, as life has its ups and downs, and I know I need to get back to that routine of exercise. But that period, where I treated it as an essential part of my day, basically a non-negotiable, has really changed my thinking as to how to go about things. I now know I do have the ability to just switch on. Also, when I was doing some research for this topic, I found out that building discipline isn't about being superhuman. Studies show it can take anywhere between 18 and 264 days to build a new habit. But once it's in place, it actually gets easier. So you're not relying on willpower every time, because it's just what you do. And another interesting fact a lot of people miss. Research suggests that people who seem the most disciplined actually enjoy their routines more. It's not all grit and grind. They find ways to make their habits rewarding or meaningful. That means if you want to be disciplined, sometimes the trick is just finding a way to make the process a bit less miserable, or at least a bit more automatic. I started listening to podcasts during workouts, and suddenly I wasn't just moving my body, I was feeding my brain at the same time. So I think what I'm trying to get at is that you don't actually need motivation to get started. But weirdly enough, when you start making progress, even the tiniest bit, you start to feel more motivated. It's like reverse engineering the process. Discipline is the bridge that gets you from zero to maybe I can do this, and seeing small wins also builds momentum. So if you're struggling with this, try flipping your mindset. Instead of waiting for motivation to hit you out of nowhere, commit to one tiny action every day, no matter what. Don't make it too much, just make it doable. Maybe it's one push-up, one paragraph, one new recipe. It doesn't matter if it's small. Just tick it off consistently. You'll be amazed because a week from now, you'll have done more than you thought possible when you were just waiting to feel inspired. Try it today and let me know in the comments how it works for you. And here's something almost nobody also talks about. Sometimes being too motivated can backfire. If you go all in, fueled by a burst of inspiration, you risk burning out fast. Research I came across shows that people who focus on consistency over intensity are way more likely to reach their goals. So if all you can do today is a tiny step, do that. Don't be the person who goes 110% for a week and then quits for 3 months. Be the person who chips away, but bit by bit. Consistency, I think, beats intensity every single time. Okay, so I appreciate this has been a bit of a ramble. So let me wrap up with this. Motivation feels amazing, but it's not the foundation you want to build your goals on. Discipline is. And the interesting thing, the longer you trust discipline, the more likely motivation is to follow. at least in my own experience. So the next time you don't feel productive, just do it anyway. It sounds quite simple because it really is. Thanks for watching, and be sure to hit like and subscribe if you want more of these types of videos. I'll see you in the next one.